So we are back with another OF Curious episode, which is a little series that we're doing where we're answering your guys' questions on OnlyFans stuff.
Giving you all of our knowledge that we've accumulated over nearly the past year. Nearly. Because we believe that sharing is caring and everyone should prosper and enjoy rather than being in competition with each other.
Okay, so this week's question is, I'd really love a video about whether or not someone should do adult work, such as an OnlyFans. Like, what are the pros and cons? I feel like this is a really common question when it comes to doing sex work.
There are always pros and cons to everything ever, but we want to just go through what we have found the pros and cons are for OnlyFans. There are a lot, because it is still an industry that is buried in a lot of shame and stigma, and there is still like laws that are anti it, people that are anti it, friends, families, views and everything. So it totally depends on what your stance is on it, but hopefully what we have to say will help you inform your decision a little bit better.
I guess, like, going off what you just said, like, the cons usually do revolve around what people will think, whether your family or friends find out and they have negative views against it. Workplaces, basically, if people find out about it and take it the wrong way, that could be a con. So when you start sex work or an OnlyFans account, you do really have to consider, will this affect me in a negative way if people find out about it?
I mean, a lot of it is perception. You could have an OnlyFans account and work in a bank, and if people find it and they make a big fuss out of it, if you're just like, yeah, whatever, that's fine, then there's no big deal. But a lot of people, including myself, will feel embarrassed about it and will feel shit, and it's very easy to feel bullied and ostracized from it. Even the odd conversation, like the odd comment that someone might make, even if they were your friend being like, oh, I could never do that, that can still plant a seed in your head thinking like, this is bad and I shouldn't be doing it. It's very easy to be swayed, even if you feel like strong and confident about it.
On the flip side, there is such a positive community when it comes to doing things like sex work. I think if you find your right bubble, nothing feels like it will be wrong. Everything feels totally right. In my experience, I haven't had any negative reactions. Even my dad found out, and when he heard how much I was earning from it, he didn't really say much.
Interesting.
Celebrities have been coming out having OnlyFans, and I think since that started to happen, even though some people say it has affected the industry in a negative way and saying that it's taking paid work away from sex workers who need the money, in one way, having their presence and having them say, look, I have an OnlyFans account, so what, makes it so much more acceptable in so many people's eyes. Like, these are celebrities saying that I have an OnlyFans account. I think when I saw people being so open about it in that respect, I was like, shit, it really isn't a big deal to have an OnlyFans.
It normalises it, which we can appreciate to an extent. Again, it's not great, there are problems with it, but all we can do is normalise it. Of course, one of the pros as well is the money side of things. I think that's the main reason why a lot of people do get OnlyFans and then realise that OnlyFans is more than just money. The sex industry is very lucrative. You are selling sex and sexual content for money or for goods, and that has always been lucrative, always, like from the dawn of time. Of course, it's not lucrative depending on how much you price yourself as. If you're pricing yourself quite low, you might just be like, well, you know, like I could just give myself a hand job for 20 quid, that's not that great, that's not paying the bills. It's like, well, no, change that 20 quid into 200 quid and let's see where you're at.
You've got to price yourself fairly, like really up your standards. You are worth money.
I think if you're coming at it from a point of view where, or you're coming at it from a workspace of you're in the creative industry or maybe you're self-employed, then people are way more accepting of OnlyFans. It's less so accepting when you are working in maybe something that's corporate, when you are working for a brand that might not take it very well, that might cause an issue with it.
I guess one of the biggest cons to doing anything like this is that the images that you put up onto the internet, they are going to stay on the internet. I guess there could be a point where you try and get them all down from the internet and you can delete your account, but there's still the possibility that these images are going to be on the internet forever. Depending on what you end up doing in the future, the images could come back. at some point. So you have to be in a position where you realize that this could be something that happens in the future. Someone could use these images against you and try and not like blackmail you, but like, you know, like these things do happen and they could try and make you feel bad for doing it in the first place.
You can't kid yourself into thinking that like no one will see it. Even if you put your OnlyFans at a really high rate, someone in your office space, someone that you know, might just pay for it and might use that against you. People are fucking shit. People are weird. Yeah. People are crossing boundaries if they do that, and it's on them. It's nothing that you've done wrong if that happens. If somebody has a problem with it, if somebody takes some photos or shares that information without your consent, that is unacceptable, and that is on them. That shows that they have a serious issue going on. If they're going out of their way to be like, I just found this person's OnlyFans and I have to tell other people, especially family members. We've heard about family members doing that, which is not okay. There is an issue with them and they have crossed a boundary.
But there are so many pros as well. Me starting OnlyFans has boosted my confidence within myself, my body, my self-esteem, how I feel in the bedroom, my sex. It's like doing the 30-day nude challenge. Like seeing yourself in a sexy way is a game changer. It's really boosted my like feelings towards my body and has made me love myself so much more.
It has been such a positive influence, like while we've been in lockdown and while we felt so lonely and isolated. Just having a reason to get up and put some makeup on, to put some lingerie on, to feel sexy again is really motivating. It does help you feel good about yourself. And also, if you share the same sort of passions as I do, where you enjoy people watching you, you get off on other people getting off on you, then it's a win-win. You know, like I'm sitting there like playing with a dildo and loving life, and other people are enjoying that as well. It's definitely like helping the exhibitionist in me when I can't go to sex parties and just be like, look at me. So I just have to do it online instead. That's definitely helped my mental health.
And you know what? Like getting compliments and like people saying you're hot all the time, it's pretty nice.
It doesn't hurt. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily do much, especially when you get that one shitty comment, because that will happen. People will be shitty.
I guess that's a con. There are some shitty people that treat you just like you're a piece of dirt.
Yeah, because
basically.
they don't see sex workers as necessarily as real people. Be aware that it doesn't matter whether you could do everything right. You could do it by the book and be like a goody two shoes and do it all perfectly, do it the OnlyFans way, and there are still going to be some horrible people that are still going to shit on you because that's just human nature. All you can do is try your best to ignore those people. I mean, you're more than welcome to write like a witty, funny comment back, but often or not, it never helps the situation. It just fuels the fire, fuels the hate. Or you can question them on it, be like, why do you think this? That's a good one. Always question them and try and understand why and where that's come from. Often or not, it's just miscommunication, misunderstanding, and really focus in on the good photos and do your best to just look after yourself.
Let us know in the comments down below if you have any of your own pros and cons when it comes to doing sex work or OnlyFans. We'd love to know, and remember to give this video a thumbs up if you like it and subscribe to this channel if you have not already.
You can also check us out on Twitter, Instagram and OnlyFans under the same names, which are Come Curious, Read Amber X and Florence Bark, and Florence Curious. Florence Curious for OnlyFans.
You will see another one of these little videos coming up very, very soon. See ya, curious buggers.
Bye.